That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 296. Mike Biseglia, Alex Panesowitz, and we are live after the Knicks destruction of the Nets, which would be an understatement, 120-66. We'll get all into that. The Knicks struggles this week. The Mets actually just made a blockbuster trade about 12 minutes ago. But we'll hone in on Nets and Knicks. We'll do that in just a matter of moments. But Alex, how are you doing, man?
I've been better. Thanks for asking. I had condolences. My brother-in-law passed away a couple days ago in a motorcycle crash. Tragically, leaves behind a 12-year-old daughter, my niece Lily, and my sister Lee. Nothing else to say to that. I mean, it's been a hard week and had to stay off social media for a couple days, and now I'm back on, ready to roll. And the Knicks gave me a nice gift today to make me smile, and away we go. So God bless you.
Yeah, just heartbreaking, Alex, and all the love out to you and your family. And it's really heartbreaking to hear something like that, and also give perspective of what does matter and what doesn't matter. Obviously, we do this podcast and we love doing it. We love our basketball teams, and we get into it with them. We're passionate, but just to give perspective on the things that do matter. You and I started this podcast 5+6 years ago. We met through Twitter. And you and I go at it here, and you've become one of my best friends. And as much as it sucks when the Nets lose by 110 tonight, it puts in perspective. And I always tell this to the people about podcasting too, like it's relationships and friendships you made. I think we've done so much here. So love calling you a brother, love calling you a friend. And now I'm excited to hear you just talk about the Knicks for a little bit. But
same to you.
A weird week for the Knicks, Alex. I'll let you start. They get the win tonight in a blowout that I credit the Knicks. They came out with some force. I thought the Nets were really pathetic, effort wise. I thought it was their worst effort game I have seen all season long. I'll get deeper into that, but Knicks did what they had tonight after an embarrassing loss to the Mavs, and they get the win.
Yeah, it's true. It was kind of close in the first quarter, and then it just one run by the Knicks, and the Nets just like packed it in. Didn't even fight after that. It was like 10-0 run or something early in the game, and then that was it. And Nets, unfortunately for them, they didn't look like the team that they looked like over the last couple of weeks, where they've played really well, and they've won some big games against some good teams and played well. And even if they lost, they were in the games and stuff like that, and they played hard. And this game was not like that at all. And the Knicks just smacked them in the mouth, and then it just kept running on them and overwhelming them. And I think the stage might have been a little too big for the kids, and what was going on. And the Knicks just, like, Mitchell Robinson was playing out of this world, like he plays in the playoffs, and Jalen Brunson looked good. They just look like the Knicks again, And then, of course, they're fattening up the score. They win by, I don't know what the final score was. They won by like 70 points.
50 points, 50-something points.
It's crazy. And then the absolute best was Mike Brown challenging a call up. What was the exact score?
I was done at that point. Once it was 6 or 7 minutes left, I said, I'm not doing this anymore.
There's a foul with Jordan Clarkson, offensive foul, and he shoved. I forgot who the defender was. He shoved him with his forearm. And Mike Brown's the other side of the court. He didn't really get a good look at it, but they replay guys say it could have been a bad call. And he challenges it. The Knicks are up 104-56 in the fourth quarter. Mike Brown is challenging a foul call. Like, come on, it doesn't get much more petty than that. And it was amazing. It was a funny moment. I was laughing, so that was good. I needed that. It was great. So that's all.
Yeah, I to come out, because as a Nets fan, the Nets had lost 12 straight games to the Knicks, and the Knicks are reeling. I mean, they've been horrible. I mean, not bad, not really bad, pathetic. I mean, the Knicks are 2-9 in the last 11, now 3-9. Completely a disastrous team. Issues all over the place. Karl Anthony Towns and the coach fighting. Turmoil in the locker room. No effort at all. And then for the Nets to come out, and you would expect the Knicks to be ready. I mean, especially after that Mavericks game, and to have that kind of effort outside of Drake Powell, and Zaire Williams and Williamson and Dayron Sharp a little bit. Like nobody had any energy or juice.
Claxton did a little bit. I think Claxton
A
played
little
some good
bit, but
minutes.
like
Yeah,
outside of Powell and Zaire, like no energy, no care. And it's a Net fan. I've seen the Nets lose to the Knicks now 13 straight times. I'm ready for the streak to be over. I was thinking about this today because it'll be 3 years, I think, on next week. It'll be 3 years. My daughter's going to be turned 3 on February 16th. She has literally never seen a Nets win versus the Knicks in her life
that's
as she
crazy.
turns 3. It's been that long. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying I wanted them to win tonight. I was hopeful. But to have some energy and passion to represent the Nets tonight was disappointing. Really, really disappointing. Credit to the Knicks. They came out and
hmm
they did what they had to do. But at the same time, no effort, no care. There's not really much more to say about the Nets. Like, honestly, I rather talk about the Knicks and just focus on a weird week for them
right,
where they got blown out by the Mavs. There's clearly turmoil.
right. Players only
As
meeting.
a
Yeah,
players only meeting, and as a Net fan, this was a great week for me to see the disaster that has become the Knicks and how bad they've been playing.
right.
And I think there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of panic on what's going to happen this season. And my feelings are, Alex, I don't know what's going to happen with the Knicks, but I feel a lot more security in. Yes, I still think they can get to the finals. I don't think it's impossible, but they can get picked off by the Magic. They could get picked off by the 76ers. There's no guarantees. This team has been reeling, and they clearly have some issues in big spots. We'll see
Right.
what they can do. Before I was like, all right, they'll play the Magic. We'll see what happens. They'll beat the Sixers. There's no guarantees for me anymore after watching this. And I'd be a hypocrite when I said the regular season doesn't matter. What happens in the playoffs truly will dictate the success. But there are signs of what you've seen from this team that are alarming in the last couple of weeks with the Knicks, bigger than just what happened post the tournament. Um, it's weird because they just beat the Nets by 100, but
Yeah.
they really, they got some chemistry issues with Cat, and you can see it in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfair to Towns. I know he hasn't played well and it's been frustrating, and I get fans being frustrated with Towns, but at the same time, blaming him for everything is just absurd. Everybody's blaming him for everything. Players, coaches, the media, fans, everybody's just blaming Towns for everything, and that's ridiculous. I mean, he hasn't played well, and like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. He's been pretty bad over the last couple of weeks. And he's been falling down a lot, looking to draw fouls too much. There was a
Those
play
hooks
today. Did you
tonight.
see the one? Yeah, when he fell on his back, like he jumped, like he was driving inside on Claxton, and he hooked, and Towns like jumped off the ground and fell on his back. I was just like,
Yeah.
bro, and it was a foul on him.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, man? And it was just ridiculous. But at the same time, the Knicks can't just trade Towns for nothing. Towns is a guy that's gonna like garner, a lower package in a trade because he makes too much money. You know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be
Yeah.
hard to deal him. And you're not dealing him anyway, even if he made, let's say, $30 million a year. You're not trading him just for pennies on the dollar just because he's not playing well right now.
No, he's here.
He's here. He's an all-star every single season. He's a perennial all-NBA player. He's a Hall of Famer. You're not trading him for nothing. The only person you can possibly trade him for in the NBA because of his contract and his talent, the combo is Giannis, and that's it. So you're not trading him just to like get off of him and get Kuminga. You know what I mean? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
No, he's here, and
That's
they're
it.
gonna have to make it
Right.
work. I mean, that's it. They'll make a trade around the margins, what they do, but you're not dealing Towns. You're getting him over to like the Blazers for Jeremy Grant and Holiday or some
Right.
combination like that. Does that make you better?
No.
This is what it is, man. But I think for the Knicks, I mean, the warning signs are there defensively. They've just been so bad as a defensive team that the problems they had last year when Towns and Brunson are on the court are the same problems that will rear their ugly head when they get to the playoffs.
Right.
And they need more from Mikal. They need more from Anunoby. They're going to need more what you saw tonight from Landry Shamet. They're going to need things like that for them to have any success in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I don't know energy level wise, because this was a weird game tonight too. Like the Knicks are up 34, and it was like the Garden didn't care. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
what
was
your impressions were, but it was a dead
yeah,
game.
it was such a blowout. I mean,
But
it's
I
not
also think they're
yeah.
so angry at the team, they couldn't
Right.
even be happy. They
Right,
have
because it's
anger
like, you
there.
better do this, right? You know what I mean? Like, one of those I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
like, I hear
And
that.
I just say this, I'm so frustrated with the Nets tonight. Let me tell you why. Because I know that the Nets don't get much attention anymore, as they shouldn't.
Right.
They're a tanking team. They're 12-30. They're going nowhere. They're just I watch their day to day, and diehard Net fans do. But like tonight, you're playing the Knicks. There's so many eyes on the Knicks because of how bad they've been, and to
Right.
come out and do that it makes me so angry that you had an opportunity to put, like just
Do something. Yeah.
just embarrass them, make them, scare them, something. And to come out and have no energy or focus is incredibly embarrassing. And I'm so angry at them for that, because now I'm going to have to hear people who don't watch and are casuals about this make stupid net jokes all
Mhm.
fucking day. That's why I'll give you an honest answer, Alex. When the Mets made the trade for Peralta, it gave me some relief, because I know that the attention would be off the Knicks win. And
Oh,
rightfully
yeah.
so. The Mets are making a blockbuster trade to
For a
get one of the
starter. Yeah.
top round starter. That's going to be a big deal for sports. And it's just like, I was like, good. Now we don't have to deal with like how embarrassing the Nets were last night. Or
Right.
tonight.
No one's gonna talk about the Knicks Nets game tomorrow after this big trade for Freddie Peralta.
It's like,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
the Knicks win. They're still having trouble. They
It'll
beat
be
a
there.
terrible team. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
But
having, I mean, just to like change my mental
right. Because the
energy.
Giants, if we're talking local sports talk on, let's say, WFAN or ESPN Radio, the Giants talk is kind of dwindling now at this point.
Right.
It's going to be Thursday. Like, you need something else to talk about.
Right. And the Knicks
You can't talk about the football games this weekend yet. Like, it's too soon. You know, nobody's excited for that yet, especially with the Broncos losing their starting quarterback in Bo Nix. It's not that exciting of a game on the AFC one. You know, so, the Nets-Knicks was probably going to be one of the big stories for tomorrow to talk about it. Now with the Mets trade, like, no one's going to even talk about the Knicks and Nets. That's a good point. That's a very good
the first
point.
thing I thought, Alex. The first thing I thought. I'm
the
honest.
Producer brain is still there.
My honest answer with the audience, because I just hate it. I just hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I am petty on that. I hate when people make comments about my Nets. It really frustrates me. It bothers
like JV
me.
versus varsity tonight, like that kind of stuff, right?
Well, I know you're joking around with that. I mean,
yeah. I get it. But you know what? There's a lot of Nets troll accounts out there, as you know, like Nets Frequent and these guys that are out there that just can't help but keep bringing up the Mikal Bridges trade. You know what I mean?
It looks better and better, though. I mean, it really does.
It does. But at the same time, the Knicks, you can't like disappear when the Knicks are dominant and they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals and doing everything,
all,
and then show up. What? Not you. I'm talking about like Nets.
My Twitter account was hacked. I can't do anything.
Yeah, Mike's selling crypto on Twitter right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so if anybody's out there, report at Mike Delivers Pod. It was taken over by somebody. And if you get a DM from somebody to vote for a podcast, don't fill in your information. That's been going around. So just a little PSA there.
I was texting with I got a lot of text messages that came my way like, hey, you were hacked. And one of them was Keith McPherson. And he made a really good point to me that I would like to share. He's like, the DM is telling people to vote, hey, I'm up for this podcast award, Google and Spotify. I really need your help. And they're attacking essentially people in the industry that are in podcasting, in sports radio, and are in broadcasting. But I think good people want to help other people.
Right.
So they know that people are vulnerable. And that's what's also messed up about this. It's like, I wanted to do something good for somebody else. I got a DM from Mo Moden, who's been on this podcast, who's a good guy. He has his own podcast.
Big Raiders
I know he
writer.
does.
He's been on CNN. He's like a huge, I
was like, Mo's always been good to me.
Genuine.
He's been yeah. So, of course I'm going to take 20 seconds out of my day to click a link and vote. And not in my head, this is first of all, it's at 5:25 in the fucking morning. I'm sitting on the toilet. Like I'm in.
You're not thinking major life decisions here.
No,
right?
I'm just like, let me scroll. Okay, I'm not on Twitter that often.
Right,
I'm not even on it that often. So I get this DM. I'm like, okay, sure, of course. And then I get scammed. And I thought what Keith said was profound, though, because it was like, people in the industry want to help other people because we
Right.
know how tough this is. And that to me is like, fuck you guys to
It's
do that.
true.
It's
It's
so messed
true.
up. And
And
what's
I
the
almost
end
got
game
caught
on
by
this?
it. A buddy of mine on Twitter, Darren Rosenberg, or I forgot. Yeah, that's his name. He works for NBC, and I got it. I thought he maybe he's a big Knicks and Yankees fan. Shout out to him. And we DM a lot and whatever. And he DM'd me with like I thought he was just trying to get into the podcast game. Like, hey, and I said clicked on it and I saw it and I put in my password once, and then I was like, maybe I don't know my password. Oh, fuck this, I'll do this later. And then I got the same DM, and then I DM'd him like the next day. I forgot about it. DM'd him the next day. I was like, oh, bro, sorry, I forgot um to do
No.
it, but I'll get to it again soon. And he's like, oh, dude, I was hacked. and then I got the same DM like the next day from somebody else who's like not into podcasts and just some random follower. And I was just like, oh, thank God. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like
It's
like,
gone.
yeah,
My account's gone. I'm never getting it back.
right.
I'm never
But
getting it back.
I don't understand. Yeah.
I've messaged Twitter or X or whatever it's called, Elon,
Mhm.
7 times, and I get a response every time. We can't do it. I'm sorry.
They just can't do it? Like, I don't understand.
They're just so you have to go online and you fill out a form,
yeah.
and you fill out that form, and then it basically says, thank you for the information. Like I uploaded all these screenshots, all the
Right.
things that you've helped me send, and other people have shown me. And then probably 90 minutes to 2 hours later, I always get back, hey, sorry about this. We can't confirm it. You can always start a new account. They just
What?
don't care. They
Yeah,
don't care,
No, they don't care.
which is unbelievable because if this happened to you on Facebook, if this
Right.
happened to you on Instagram, they would take care of you.
Right.
They don't do it here. They just don't care.
Well, maybe it's like get more accounts on Twitter.
Maybe.
I don't know, but that's so fucked. It's really just like these crypto weirdos like are out there with these fake accounts. Like, not to get too in the weeds in this,
No,
but I
let's
notice
do
a
it.
lot.
I'd love to. I'm fascinated by it.
I
Please,
notice a
lead it
lot,
up.
and maybe other people could comment or let us know here. I notice a lot that I get these random responses to tweets sometimes. And it's like, yeah, it's like clearly an AI generated response or just like an automated response. Like,
Right.
be like, oh, what a dunk by Mitchell Robinson. And they'll be like, yeah, that dunk was great. You know what's also great? This crypto guy at this ad is so great. And then I click on the profile and it has me blocked and it's 0 followers. It was like the weirdest thing for like the longest time. It kept happening. And then so I'm not surprised. Somebody's like hacked into the Twitter world and like realized, maybe not hacked, like found a glitch in the Twitter world to promote these random accounts.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what they're getting out of it.
It's
It
just
doesn't make any sense.
It's just selfish too. Like how many people are there? What is the end game to make money? I've had this account since July of 2010. It's got 3,000 followers. I don't give 2 flying fucks about the amount. But what bothers me is to just come in, take my personal life, take my personal information, spread it.
And
to
you
other
built up
people.
relationships on there too, on DMs and people like follow
Crazy,
you that
man.
are whatever. Anyway,
yeah, it bothers. It bothers me. And then you start thinking like, what do I have on there from like a personal account information?
Right.
It's been 16 years. I don't remember.
And back in the early Twitter days, nobody gave a shit. You didn't understand social media then, 2010, 2009, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody realized that stuff there would stay forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize, So.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Crazy. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. As a PSA. So let's get to some comments. Yeah. Change it back.
I just wanted to get that out of my system.
Okay. So we have a couple random ones.
Let's do it.
What y'all talking about? 67
this is spam.
loves.
This is probably
all spam.
Then it's some idiot writing the same thing over and over.
It was very distracting.
Let me tell you something. If you are an adult at 10:21 at night and you are going to somebody's YouTube page and spamming it with nonsense, get a life, move on, stop doing it, work, get a job. I don't care what it is.
This is a
For
good
the
one.
love of God.
At General Washington 99. What a sausage fest, LOL. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're 2 dudes doing a podcast. You're right.
Okay, now some real comments. Shit Nets fans say, he says, my boy Mike, bothered by nothing, LOL. Love it.
I was really pissed.
Yeah, but I think your anger disappeared. What do you, am I right about that? By the time it wasn't like a close game at the end. Like you're just like you're numb to it after it's for hours.
But it's just like sitting there and watching. I was texting him like, let's just start the show. I mean, what's the reason?
I'm enjoying this
because the Knicks have been a disaster. They are a national talking point everywhere. and the Nets were the next team on their schedule, and they laid an egg.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Because the topic tonight, I shouldn't be starting about how the Nets were bad. It should be about the Knicks' plans. And you brought up Nets frequent with the Mikal thing. 2027, 2021, those picks have more. They have more perceived value when the Knicks are playing like this. So when the Nets want to go out and make a trade in the future or something happens, you start thinking, I thought I heard somebody walking down and I've been loud.
Oh, like you're gonna get yelled at by the wife or something?
No, I was thinking it was my son. When anybody, yes, it could have been. I will. This is paranoia. They got picks in 2029, 2031. They've got perceived picks that have higher value. And that's true. Also, don't forget in 2028, it's a pick swap. Josh Hart can joke like, "Oh, it's a 7th grader," but these picks are going to have value. He'll be long gone by then. He'll be long gone by then.
Yeah, what does he care? Right, like exactly. What does Leon Rhodes care? He won't be there either. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right. So some more comments. Our boy D-Rock in Brooklyn says, I can't believe I even considered thinking about going to MSG to watch a Nets win after reading Claxton's comments.
What were Claxton's comments?
I'm not sure. Before D-Rock, the game?
I don't know. Unless I missed it.
I know that he's in the past said, I don't know. I've never lost to the Knicks. And when they were 11-0, and then they haven't won since that comment,
He was asked, I saw in the pregame, he was asked if it was a rivalry. He said, it's not much of one right now. We can't beat them. Right. It's kind of reverse of that.
And then D-Rock and Brooklyn, I blocked 2 trolls on Twitter for trying to get at me with the Claxton comments. So we don't know what the Claxton comments are. So D-Rock, if you're still listening, let us know what the Claxton comments are. We can talk about that. And then Shit Nets fan says again, no one disappeared during that time. I think he was talking about when the Knicks were good, and then Nets fans aren't trolling and talking about the Mikal picks, and now they come back. You know what I mean? So I think he dropped that comment then. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But they did. But I don't know. I'm happy that the Knicks won. I'm happy the Knicks, got off the schneid and showed some confidence and stuff like that. But it's concerning. I mean, the players only meeting is always concerning. You've been in sports media for a long time, Mike. It's CBS Sports Radio, WFAN, everywhere. Pittsburgh, Virginia. That the players only meeting means no one wants to listen to the coach and they hate the coach. So it's so whatever. So anyway, we got a comment from Nets Frequent. He just wrote an essay to us.
Let's get Nets Frequent on here.
Okay.
Read this.
Alex B, my man, congrats on the win. The Knicks are capable of beating a tanking team. Nets own your unprotected draft 4 of the next 6 years. That trade also handicapped the Knicks' ability to improve their roster.
That's true.
Knicks are the 6th oldest team in the league, 3-9 over the last 12. Nets own your future. Guess what? Fuck the future.
Well, the problem is the present's not very good either.
Whatever. It's a bad month. They'll be okay. You know what I mean? A bad couple.
Hopefully you're wrong.
The Knicks are too good the Knicks are too good and too experienced to just fizzle out. And then
I agree with that.
Now they're just going to tank. They're going to miss the playoffs and that's it. They're going to blow up. Like BT is just saying blow up the team. Are you fucking kidding me? They lost a couple games. Let's blow up the roster and trade everybody. Are you nuts?
Well,
the Nets, it's silly. That's all.
Well, the Nets Frequent's point, they don't have any flexibility. There is truth to that. Leon Rose made the moves for Mikal, and he made the moves for Cat, and it's done. Everything else is on the margins. He had when they lost in the second round to the Pacers, the first time. Knicks had home court advantage. We're up 2-0, lost that series, if you forgot. But it was a lot
of injuries. That was a special situation. A lot of injuries that time.
They then went ahead and made the trade for Mikal Bridges. They then traded Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. If they don't make those trades, they have more flexibility.
I just I losing Dante DiVincenzo has become this thing. I can't believe we lost Dante. We traded him, and I miss him too. I think he was a really good player. But we have to stop overrating Dante DiVincenzo as if he is John Starks. He had one good season. He set the record for the Knicks 3-pointers made in a season for the Knicks, but it's a 3-point shooting league right now. He broke the record of Evan Fournier. So just to say that, and it is what it is. Like, he's good and he had great moments. Had some huge shots, plays I'll never forget. Some put back dunks in the playoffs and the obvious 3-point shot versus Philly, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, like, we got to relax with Dante DiVincenzo. They've more than replaced him on the team, and Towns is a good fit if he can just get his head out of his ass. But and I think they'll be fine. We just have to relax. You can't be like, I need to blow up the team every time you go into a little bit of a funk. You know what I mean? You have to, especially at this point in their tenure and in their rise. If this was year 1 or year 2 or year 3 of the Leon Rose era, like, all right, I get it. Like the Tibbs year 2, when they almost fired Tibbs after the Cam Thomas game at the Garden, when they came back 30 points down after Valentine's Day and when RJ Barrett was hurt. But you can't compare that to now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so different. It's such a different situation. Like Evan Roberts was saying on WFAN, like, they may fire Mike Brown if they lose this. No, they weren't. Like, you know what I mean? This is not, it's, I know Dolan left and didn't come back to his seats after in the halftime of the Mavericks game the other day. I know the reporters like to jazz that up as it's such a big deal, but maybe he just didn't want to come back to his seats. Maybe he had a meeting. Maybe he had something to do.
Diarrhea.
Maybe he had diarrhea. Maybe he wanted to just go out and he was like, this game's over. I mean, who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to see it.
I'm reporting because he left from diarrhea.
That's the official report.
That's the official report.
Sources tell the crypto Twitter account of Mike Delivers Pod.
But to your DiVincenzo point,
yeah,
it's less to me that he is gone and more that your flexibility is crushed. And
right.
If this is it. This is who Karl Anthony Towns is.
Right.
This is some down on it, but you know what you're getting.
Right.
And is it enough to win it all? Because you said it after the championship last month or 2 months ago when they won the title. They're an older team. And that means something to me as a Net fan when I think about those draft picks in 2027, 2029, right. 2031. Because logic tells you they won't be good anymore when that time hits. Now, what do they do in the next 3 years? We'll find out. But clearly, Towns will not be himself. Brunson will be getting older, and that rest of the OG Anunoby, no. Mikal, he is what it is. They don't have any young good players. They have no good young players outside of Deuce. That's it.
Some okay players. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
They don't have any. They have nobody you can build a team around.
Right.
It's done. It's done. So it's done, and that's when
they'll have to make a big trade in order to spice up the roster.
And that's when that Frequent is saying we hold your future. I mean, we do a little bit.
I know, but yeah, you do. But it's not relevant because you can still make other trades and other moves and to make the team better and keep them successful over the next couple of years. Those picks aren't guaranteed to be lottery picks just because the Knicks are an older team right now and the Knicks are struggling right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can make other moves and they can do other things and they can stay competitive and stay good and make another trade and whatever in a couple of years. You know what I mean? I don't know. But like my boy Anthony, he goes, Nets Frequent just tweeted he might have to retire his account laughing my ass off. Bro stays crying. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
My guy.
Well, if he's your guy, then it's okay.
Yeah, whatever.
But what? I lost my train of thought.
That's Frequent, the picks, whatever.
And Mikal's he almost had a free throw tonight.
He did almost. He had one play where he came down the sideline and then he was so Claxton from him, just like pulled up. He hit the jumper, but it was just like, oh, he was like, whoa, like pull up.
Yeah, thank you.
But all right, so D-Rock in Brooklyn gives us the quote about Claxton. Obviously, this is the quote that he said. Obviously, you don't want to lose to any team that many times in a row, especially a team that's right across the bridge. Take a lot of pride in that. So we'll change that tonight. Oh, so he's sort of guaranteed the win.
I don't look at it like that.
Brian
I don't
Lewis
have a problem with that.
Was what the quote. Yeah.
That's but the talk is cheap, right? Like they showed no effort. Jaeger hits the first 2 threes, and you're going, okay. Maybe he's got a little juice tonight. Then he's not aggressive at all.
Yeah.
Did nothing, kind of stays away from it. MPJ missed so many shots, and they're going to shut him down. He's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt in the Orlando game. You're going to see a lot of him sitting. It's going to get bad. And then Drake Powell gave some energy. He wasn't making his threes, but at least he got to the basket, defended, got into Jalen Brunson, made it more difficult for him. He showed something.
Yeah.
Then after that, I said Zaire had a couple of steals in that second quarter, but you saw nothing from Wolf. You saw nothing from Traore tonight. The rookies didn't give you anything really. Jaeger
It
has
was
a
nothing
couple of
from
threes.
everybody. I mean, you
It,
might
it was it was collective. Cam
You can-
Thomas. Oh my God, he's got to go.
Can you pull up the box score and just
No.
let me know what their?
No.
I want to know
I
what
don't-
their full
No,
layups
I'm not
was.
putting that box score up.
But
No,
Long Island
I'm not
repping,
looking
that's
at
my
that
guy.
thing.
Long
I will
Island.
not put up the box score.
Anthony with a comment. Long Island repping. He's from Long Beach, my guy. What's up?
But
But
I will not put up the box score.
I'm gonna look up the box score right now because I want to
I'm not
know
doing it.
what
I'm not
the
looking at that
Nets plus minus was for tonight. So the final score was 120 to 66. What is that math, by the way? What's 120 minus 66?
Well, 120 minus 70 would be 50. Add another 4 is 54.
Wow. Is that the biggest win in Knicks history? 54 points? I'm really
Such a
curious.
weird game, as I mentioned, because it was just coast to coast, no juice.
Oh my goodness.
And then that last quarter almost was just the last quarter was even worse because then you had guys in there still not caring.
Oh my God. So listen to this. So the Nets starters, Michael Porter Jr., minus 26, Clowney, minus 19, Claxton, minus 25, Powell, minus 26, Doyman, minus 18, Jalen Wilson, minus 14, Williams, minus 25, Wolf, minus 13, Sharp, minus 36, Mann, minus 14, Martin, minus 14, Cam, minus 20, Traore, minus 20. That's insane.
Not good.
That's insane.
Not good.
So now I want to look up what's the biggest win in Knicks history and see if that just happened just now. That might be the biggest win over the Nets. The Knicks win over the Nets. What's the biggest? Let's do a ChatGPT. What's the biggest win in Knicks history?
Well, hopefully they lose to the Sixers Saturday.
So I like that MSG question I sent you, the Knicks Nets question.
It's the same question as last time.
Was it? I feel like we did. It was very similar.
Style of question.
Well, it said the question was for people who didn't see it. There's been 4 people who have played for the Knicks and the Nets that have scored at least 40 points in a game for each team. Mikal Bridges is one, and who are the other 3? And let's give everybody a second to think about it. Let's see.
Yeah, the problem was last time the question was like, which players have averaged 20 points per game or something like that. It was the same question.
So what it was Bernard King, Stephon Marbury, and Ray Williams. Ray Williams, I gotta admit, I have no idea who that is. I have no idea. Like, I've heard of a lot of Knicks players in my life. I'm pretty good with my knowledge and never heard of him. Whatever, sue me. So the biggest win in Knicks history was Knicks 162, Lakers 99 on January 28th, 1970. So they won by 63 points. So they were pretty close to that. So just so
this would be a good rivalry if it ever got time. You can just tell.
By the Knicks over the Nets. Let's see what that is. ChatGPT is the best for this kind of thing, where you can just ask a question and you just get the answer. Have you heard of it, ChatGPT?
I agree with Sander. Wow, now Knicks fans think they will win again. One win versus a team trying to tank. Knicks have this year and won't win when it matters. Thanks for those 29 and 31 picks. Excellent.
Right. Yeah. Oh, now the Nets are right now. You guys can play both sides of the coin now, right? That's what's happening. Out of both sides of your mouth. The Nets are playing so well.
They haven't been playing. They haven't been playing, et cetera.
Well. It's a different team now.
But they
now when the Knicks beat the Nets, like, they're tanking.
They were 2-9 in the last 11. Anyway. 2-9 in the last 11 coming into this game. So I wouldn't qualify that as well. The same record as your team.
We did see history tonight, by the way, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks beating the Nets was the biggest win in Knicks history versus the Nets. 54 points.
I took a screenshot of it because I was like, this is never going to happen again. Also, shout out to Corey Cantor, who got Ben Stiller to react to him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Ben is a big fan of the Knicks. I think he's kind of a fake fan, but whatever.
Why is he a fake fan? Why is Ben Stiller a fake fan?
My opinion. Don't want to tell you why.
You just don't like that he's a big fan and he's a celebrity. That's all.
His movies. I used to like him.
You love
will not be able to watch. Yeah, that something about Mary is pretty good. Will not be able to watch this game in real time. Oh man, Corey wrote, Ben, big Nets fan here. Sounds like you're hiding from a meltdown. Still love Severance though. Could be an option if the Knicks season goes south. Ben responded, I am happy. I am happy Nets are playing well and wish them the best, but there's no fear here. But I will say to Corey, when you can get somebody to react to you on Twitter, you did hit a nerve.
Oh,
You got
I'm
like
updating
something.
Corey's post though right now. Update.
When you can
Yeah.
get Ben Stiller to respond, and I'm just kidding. I think he's a tremendous actor. Obviously, he's done really well in
And
his
he's a
career.
good person, does a lot of
Yeah,
charity work and everything. I
I
know you're
just
just
don't
busting
like
chops.
but some of
So,
I love Severance.
did you like Fat Joe's music until you realized he was a Knicks fan? Is that like
Well,
also
I mean,
you don't
he's a
lean
Knicks
back
fan.
anymore now, right? You just don't lean
No,
back or go
there
all the
was
way up. You go
when
all the
we
way
were at
down now, right?
when
Yeah,
we
it's
were
like
at
the opposite.
Syracuse. Um, the dining hall was called Brockaway.
Uh-huh.
We
Oh.
did a parody song to that.
Do the Brock away, not
And
lean
there'd be a
back.
we say we eat that lean chicken. No, well, I'm not saying it was, but that part we had to
Not
come
lean
up with a lyric.
chicken. Okay.
But it
Funny
was
guys.
healthy. The guys. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all. Well, Zach Cherry, I think, who was in Severance. How are they going to do the next season? By the way,
Yeah.
I don't know the spoilers. Sorry.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? They can do a lot of things.
All right, Alex, you good? I
I'm
want to go to
good.
bed.
I'm
I
good.
wanna go
I'm
to bed.
happy. I mean, we
I want to
can
go
keep
to
talking
no. I
about
mean,
the
like,
Knicks
are we
blowing
good
the
to
Nets
go? I
out.
want to go to bed. I can't.
I mean, they kicked their ass. It was a good win. It was nice to see them play well, and all's well in the world. And you have to. And you know what's funny? Stepping away from social media for a couple of days with the death of my family, and I just needed to get out. And I was still checking in, but I was not engaged. But just reading things and following the news and seeing what's going on and hearing the panic and the things like that, and just not being like involved in the conversations was so refreshing, because I'm like looking at how silly it is. Like, you guys are just making up things. Nothing has happened. Like, Giannis is still out there and playing these silly games. Towns is not playing well, and he's the only one that you can trade for Giannis. You're trying to trade Yabusele, which is obvious. Nothing has happened. There's a players only meeting. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big thing that happened. I'm not going to lie about that. But then we're making up narratives about Mike Brown's going to get fired. He's not going to get fired. You know what I mean? Dolan goes out to dinner in the middle of the Knicks game and leaves. And, now it's a big deal. He left his seat. Like, okay. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? He's got to calm down. It's still January 21st. Calm down.
I'll agree with you and disagree with you all at the same time. I agree with you on the social media stuff. I've been very less interactive with it. And I've told you
even less now. Yeah.
And I've told you, actually, the irony, Alex, is I've been on it more because I have like a burner account and I'm using it to check on my account to make sure nothing.
Right.
And I've actually been on it more, which is weird to say because I don't have my own Twitter account. It's just this burner. It's just an old account that's there.
I know what you mean.
Which, to tell you off the air, I have other burner accounts that led to just some crazy stories that I forgot about. But I'll
notice now. You remembered.
Now I remember I had a burner account that we
It's
used.
not a burner. It's just an old account that you don't use anymore. So it's an old account. You created it to like Nets frequent. It's probably probably Pooch.
Anyway,
he's just like, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
kidding. Shout out
to maybe it's
or Billy. I'm kidding.
But
yeah.
Anyway, where it's going to it. Yes, I think it's really good to separate yourself from it. You realize how silly it is and how it's actually just make believe. Right. Also, thank you for everybody through Twitter supporting this right now with the be hypocritical. But two, I do think there's a lot of reason to panic. I mean, you're that bad for that stretch, and you've seen the body language from the players was horrible.
Oh, it's been terrible.
It was horrible. Terrible. This is beyond just a couple losses. There was something rotten going on with the Knicks. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I can minimize, hey, Towns isn't playing well. It's January. It's deeper than that, man. Like, don't let what happened tonight with the Nets confuse everybody because they got to go out and do it again versus the Sixers. Then they got to do it again versus the Kings. Like, they have some really bad losses on their resume lately. Yes, it's in the regular season, but they have to now prove that they are back into this conversation. They got to go out and do it.
Right.
I fully understand why people would feel a little scared about it. I cannot get on people for having that reaction.
Right. But I'm talking about more like Evan Roberts' point or other people saying that if they lose to the Nets, because he's not the only one who said if they lose to the Nets, they might fire him because after the game a couple of years ago when they blew a 30-point lead at home and the Nets came back and won, there was rumors that that Dolan had to be talked off the ledge like he wanted to fire Tibbs. But you know what the difference is? Back then, the record of the Knicks was not what it is now. Back then, they were 25-34 and blowing a lead to the Nets at home by 30 points. Right now, they're 26-18. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the Eastern Conference Finals, like, let's relax. You know,
but there's a couple of things that happened. The Warriors game was a indicator too of lack of toughness, and Mike Brown's going off after the game and high-fiving and
making
dapping
out with Draymond.
Draymond is a bad look, and that whole thing is just bizarre. You got Draymond Green like giving high fives to Karl Anthony Towns' dad. No sense.
Weird.
There is a lack of respect for Towns, not only around the NBA, in the Knicks locker room, and that to me is alarming. That is alarming. They don't like him, and that's a problem. They got to all be on the same page if it's the ultimate goal. You know, let's not move the goalposts, and I don't say that lightly here. This whole season's about the Knicks getting to the finals. It's not about beating the Nets by 56, right? Like, I know that's a good win because you had to, but it's about more than that. Let's recognize that. And it's important, if you're a Knicks fan, they've got to show you more to give you that belief back, because the teams that bother the Knicks are the teams that have athletic size that push you around. And that's where they get problems. And that's where it happens. Like, the Pistons pose a problem with that.
They do.
The Pistons pose a real problem to the Knicks. Like, I couldn't sit here, and I know I have this anxiety about the Knicks going to the finals and doing well, but I can't sit here and logically tell you that the Knicks are better than the Pistons right now. It's just not the case. It's just not accurate.
Right, but it's just regular season. I mean, I think the Pistons, you know, that playoff series with the Knicks, they realize they can hang. You know what I mean? And even though the Knicks beat them, and the Pistons had some guys out. Games. They were without Isaiah Stewart most of the series. They were without Ivy, you know, but it is what it is. There's injuries in the playoffs. I mean, it wasn't like they were without Cade Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like they still had most of their players. But I think they realized they could hang. And I think they came into the season with the utmost confidence, because they're like, oh, the Knicks went to the Eastern Conference Finals. We could have beat them rolling. Not like what the Sixers did when they lost to the Knicks 2 years ago or 3 years ago now in the first round. And then they fell apart and they traded for Paul George and and everything fell apart. And now
they got lucky with
Edgecombe. Yeah, now they're crawling out of it. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm just trying to stay even keeled. Don't get me wrong. I'm not unbothered. I am definitely concerned. I'm just not panicked. I'm not saying blow it up. I'm not saying fire the coach. I'm not saying make stupid trades just to get Towns off the roster. But I do think that there is a problem. But I do think the players get frustrated with him. I don't think that they dislike Towns. I don't think that Hart hates Towns. I don't think Brunson hates Towns. I don't think anybody hates Towns. I think it's more of just like, come on, dude. Like, you know what I mean? One of those like your friend that just does dumb shit all the time. You're like, bro, again with this crap? Like, you fell on the floor again? Just get up. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to try to draw a foul every time. Like, Brunson is known as a flopper, but he does it in a way where he's trying to draw the foul and he's not taking himself out of the play on defensively. You know what I'm saying? Towns is, the arms are like all over the place and like throwing them bows like Ludacris, and then he's like on the floor. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then it's 5-on-4. You know, it's just, what are we doing? Or it's a foul on him. You know, it's just like, what are we doing? So I can get that. It's really annoying as a player to play with a guy like that. I can imagine. So I get it. So I don't think that they hate him. I think it's more of just like they're getting frustrated with him.
Bad Weather Fans, episode 296. We'll see. Like I said when we started the show, I feel a little more. It's not a lock that the Knicks can just win a first round series anymore. They play the Cavs in the first round. I don't know. Maybe
the Cavs.
Cavs are playing better. I don't know. What I've seen,
now
a little more. I don't know.
You're doing this whole out of both sides of your mouth thing again, where you're like, regular season means nothing. But now look at the Knicks, and now look at the way that they are right now.
So
they
bad.
The Cavs in the first.
It's been so bad for the Knicks that I can be a hypocrite here, because it's just been that bad.
So you can be a hypocrite just because you're saying I can be one. So now it's like, it's okay.
They've been so atrocious that you can't look at that display and just throw it away. You can't. So when I said the regular season wouldn't matter, I didn't think I would see stretches like this from this team.
Yeah. But if they win the next 6 games, are you going to still be upset or not upset?
Like I said, they got to earn it back. That's what I just said.
I
said that. Yeah, they have to earn it back. Then they would have earned it. Not that they really care what I think. I mean, maybe they do. Who knows?
Yeah. Does your wife care what you think? I don't know. Maybe she doesn't.
About the Nets or in general?
About you. About what you think. You know what I mean? So
of course she does. happily married for how many years? 14 years. We've been married for 14 years.
Yeah,
I've known my Twitter account longer than my wife, though.
Yeah, I mean, you owe your Twitter account more than your wife, clearly.
No.
But
14 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just wanted to say something. I totally forgot what I wanted to say. But
they can,
I don't know. Whatever.
All right, Bad Weather Fans, 296.
We forgot to do our segment. That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
out of the five Nets rookies, who has the highest stock for you right now?
I've been very high on Nolan Traore. He had his worst game as a Net tonight. I mean, he was horrible, but he's been so good at getting in the paint, not getting open shooters. His jumper hasn't been there, but he's been so much fun to watch the last couple of games. Tonight, definitely not there. Drake Powell showed energy tonight. To answer your question, I kind of want to say Traore. I think deep down he might have some serious potential. So I'll go with that answer. And at this point with the Nets, like, they have to just tank. They're 12-30. They got to shut down MPJ a lot. I wouldn't trade him, but they got to shut him down a lot and just let these rookies play. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be this bad every night, just as we've seen. But there's no, what's the point? They have to get in the top 5 now. So keep the losses coming.
I get it. And gun to your head, do the Knicks win the championship this year? I'm going to go with still yes, because I'm not letting this little stretch phase me yet. Yet is the key word. I think they'll pull themselves out of it, so I'm not ready to jump off a bridge yet.
There's never been an NBA team to win 2 championships in the same season. They got the first one a couple of months back at the Cup with the title. I don't think they can get a second title this year.
Okay, that's fair. Like at 1712 SIVARTR said, NBA Cup champs. Thanks for that comment. Really, very helpful to the show.
That's what got it in my head, though. So thank you at 1712 SIVARTR. Can you use it in a sentence? Yeah. My God. Thank you, Marcus, for reposting the stream.
Yes. Thank you. So
I am curious, just real fast. Before, like, do you just go on Twitter and hide behind it and just you can say whatever you want, which is wild because then I have a real account and I can't use it. Right. And I show my face.
Right.
And then you can make up something and you can't. I don't know. Just annoyed by that.
No, it's weird. Great point. It's very strange. It's very strange. And people listening right now and who didn't hear the beginning are just like, "What are you talking about?" But
I got my Twitter account.
Mike's account was hacked, and they took his account. So that's what we're talking about. And they're tweeting out all types of crypto stuff. But anyway, it was fun. We got D-Rock. One last question. And then we'll wrap. D-Rock in Brooklyn. Why keep MPJ and Claxton if we can't reach 500 basketball with them? Fire Marks. Let the new GM trade those dudes. So would you fire Marks, and do you want to keep those 2 guys?
Well, I'm okay with trading Clax. I believe in MPJ. He's 27 years old. He's putting together an all-star season. Mm-hmm. Why trade him to get future first-round late draft picks? It doesn't. To me, I'm like, okay, we have enough draft capital. Just keep them around. Play the tank game right. Like, look what Washington's going to do. Now, they're not going to go to this extreme, but you were all excited, like, oh, maybe the Wizards going to win some games now that they got Trey. Mm-hmm. There's no chance that Wizards pick goes to the Knicks. They will not let that happen.
No, they're not going to let it happen.
They're 10-33. They're not going to be like, let's get the 26 wins. They know that the value for their franchise makes more sense to tank. Fingers crossed in the lottery. Bring in Trey next year officially, mold it all together. Sarr's a little bit older. The other younger guys they have, another top pick. Right. So with that, I think it's the same model for the Nets. I don't think MPJ has the resume, of course, of Trae Young, but why trade him to get late future first-round draft picks instead of keeping him in the mix? Fingers crossed for the lottery. Then you bring him in. He's not your star. He's your second, then becoming your third option, and he's there in the system. That, to me, makes the more sense long-term. Now, Clax, I don't think he's part of the future. I don't think he's great. So I'm okay with that. I don't just trade MPJ to trade MPJ. Keep him. maybe the Nets did okay when they traded Cam Johnson and got MPJ back. Don't forget they got the unprotected pick from Denver. Maybe they did a good thing, and that's okay. Let's not just trade to make a trade.
That's fair. That's fair. But like you said, Claxton and who would be the center if you trade? I know you'd get somebody back in a trade, but like who would be the center if you trade
Move
Claxton?
Dayron to start, and then Wolf back him up.
Right. But then, then that's a tank move, I guess, getting rid of Claxton.
But what are you going to get for Clax? Like,
right, a second round pick. I mean, like, what are you going to do?
Maybe a few
Jericho Sims.
Like I'm okay if
you know what I'm saying?
If you can trade Clax and get a future first round pick. To me, the future picks have more value because you're going to go to a team that's good. You're hoping that they're not as good in a couple of years.
Right.
And then you bring them in. But I don't want to, like, for example, let's trade MPJ to Detroit and we get the 29th pick. Oh, whatever.
Right.
That guy's not going to be as good as MPJ,
Right. Most likely not. Yeah. No,
most likely not. But if it's the Detroit pick in 2033, as much as, Josh Hart wants to joke about him being a 12th grader, well, that makes more sense because there's perceived value down the line and the Pistons won't be as good then, is the idea. Now, this is not fun conversation, but
it's fun for me.
This is the truth. Yeah. This is the truth. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to let this one bad game sour what has been a more enjoyable season for me as a Nets fan. And the Knicks' recent struggles have been great. It's been great. It's just been great. So,
but you know what? Knicks won by 170 tonight, and it was great. It was fun. There was like, Globetrotters versus the Generals. JV versus varsity. It was bad. And it was fun. Mitchell Robinson looked like Mitchell Robinson. And he gets up for these games against the Nets, man. Him and Claxton had a little thing going on there in this game. And he used to get into it with Jared Allen. Like, he gets up for these games. And I know the players downplay it, but the guys who've been around a lot, they know that Knicks and Nets means a little more than the other games. You know what I mean?
That's what bothers me. It didn't for the Nets tonight. And that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe the stage was too big. Maybe the Mecca, the lights at the Mecca were too bright for them, and they just got punched in the mouth.
They play in New York. I'm not gonna fall for that. Seriously, like, come on, guys. I have to lose by 50. I could maybe in the fourth quarter in the defense chance,
like literally 50. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally
too much.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not, fourth quarter and they collapse and they can't handle the pressure. I could buy that. Right. But they didn't come out with any sense of urgency or energy. Pathetic effort by the Nets. Just pathetic.
It's fun to watch you get upset about this, though. It really is.
Well, I haven't had many opportunities being angry.
Right. It's been a while since you've been angry. I think a couple years ago was the last time, the trades were more depression, when they traded
with the Nets, Alex. I mean, there's just nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
last
angry
year was a big
because
nothing.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling, they'll beat the Knicks next year. They won't do it this year. They're going to do it next year because they're going to get the number one pick in the draft.
Did they play the Nets? When do they play the Nets next? Is it like an end of the season game? Is it like some kind
of? It's in a bit, but I don't think it's
because if it's the last week of the season kind of thing, they might be able to steal a win and like get it out of there. While the Knicks are just like whatever, we're resting our guys, kind of a thing.
Well, they'll be fighting for playoff position. It's
March
20th.
Yeah, March 20th. So so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's in this. It's probably game 60 something.
Yeah,
70.
1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 11th to the last game of the season for the Knicks. So
70
something, whatever. But so
that'll be an important game for standings. Absolutely,
it could be, or it could be completely clinched, and the Knicks are the 1 seed and have 70 wins already. That's not mathematically possible, but let me dream. So
they'll be fighting. They'll be fighting for a playoff position.
Knicks will be a top 3 to 4 seed no matter what, and everybody's just got to calm down. And then when you get to the playoffs, you see what happens. You want them to be 1 or 2 seed just so they can have avoid the top team in the first round and get the easier matchups and go from there. And all right, we got another comment. Lenad, he says Nets players are mentally weak. Was that game first row tonight? Claxton threatened to beat up someone for asking how many wins Claxton has versus the Knicks. So maybe I don't know if that's true or not, but
what's going on with Nick Claxton tonight?
Maybe he was mouthing off of the fan. I mean, that's definitely possible.
I don't have Twitter, Alex.
Yeah.
Did something happen with Nick Claxton, or is it just
I mean, I think he's just talking a lot, and he's like ending up with his foot in his mouth a bit. I guess
He's not even saying anything.
Let's see. Let's see if it's on Twitter. Claxton fan. No, I don't see anything.
Okay, so he's saying he was at the game and he said that. Are the Nets players mentally weak? It was very basic criticism.
Yeah. What Leonard said.
I gotcha.
What the fan was saying was very basic criticism. And then Claxton shouldn't have been upset, is what they're saying, which makes sense. And I agree. I was just trying to see if there was anything online with it, if anything was around. But I didn't see it. Well, maybe it'll come up. If it happened in the stadium, in the arena, somebody saw it. It's on video somewhere.
All right. Well, if Leonard said it, it's true.
Of course.
And he's mentally weak.
Leonard is.
All right. I mean, I'm probably nothing online. You're probably right, Leonard. You're probably right. First of all, I'm just in a really bad mood with people on Twitter that don't have their face on their profile. Like, I'm sorry. Be a human being. Put your face on the Twitter. If not, I can't. How do I know you're not a robot? How do I know, Leonard? I can't understand that. So if you don't put your face on your profile, I can't believe you. I'm sorry. Probably a nice person, but I just don't buy it.
I totally believe it. I think Claxton was yelling at a fan and threatening.
No love, Leonard. I know you're a robot.
Says all love. I'm not a robot. Now
you're a robot. Leonard the robot. You're a robot.
You're getting Mike hot. No, this is great.
Show me the footage.
True. I have the footage. Okay, send us the footage.
What's your email? Put your email in the chat. Put your cell phone in the chat. I'll call you right now, Leonard.
Somebody with a crypto might want to use your account. DM me if you want, and I'll or DM Bad Weather Fans at Bad Weather Fans on Twitter, and we'll be good.
At least Claxton got pissed about that, and I actually feel good about that. Angry at the 27 Knicks fans.
If a Knicks fan is saying like, "What's your record against the Knicks?" and trolling him for his comments, I mean that's fair criticism. That's fair trolling. That's not below the belt. You're not talking about someone's mother. You're not talking about looks or anything, religion, race, anything like that. That's a fair criticism. Fans are allowed to trash talk another player if it's clever and it's above the belt and there's no cursing. You know what I mean?
I want the email, Leonard. DM me.
So much security game. Oh, now I think he's full of it. Yeah. No.
Thank you, D-Rock.
D-Rock from Brooklyn says, don't reply to avatars and non-human profile pictures.
You're the one that got me started on that, Alex.
Oh, all right. I think we need to end the show. This is
it's actually you that got me something. All right, Leonard. Good night, robot. You're the one that got me started on that because you were like, if you don't have a profile, the exception is Nets Frequent. Shout out to Nets Frequent. You don't have to.
He makes good points about the coverages, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's all right.
No. If you don't have if you don't have your name, sorry, real quick. If you don't have your name or picture, and I have not talked to you, and I can't tell that you're a real person. Like sometimes I know people like Blames at Blames on Twitter. He's a big Knicks fan. People know him. He used to be at Blames Dolan. He's a real person. We've DM'd. You know what I mean? Like there's a couple people that I know without a face or a picture, like, and you could tell by responses that they're real people, after a while, when you interact with them online. But when you have just an account and you're just tweeting out nonsense, I'm like, all right, you know what? You're just trolling with no face and no name. You're just a loser. That's all.
Well, I didn't say it. Leonard, Alex did.
Yeah. Well, Leonard's not a loser. I think Leonard's right.
We're all fake. See, that's funny.
Yes. That's our boy at 1712 SIVARTR said we're all fake. Yes, we are. We're in a simulation.
That's funny. Here's my Nets ball. I got this.
Your Nets balls?
All right.
Yeah.
No, this is my Nets ball. All right. Episode 296. Bad Weather Fans.
Knicks kick ass. Take names. Win by
Knicks 3-9 in the last 12. Struggling. Do get the win.
Biggest win in franchise history versus the Nets. 56 points, 54 points. I don't remember what it was.
This is their Super Bowl, people.
It was. But it was actually not the biggest win in Knicks history. That was in 1970. But
all right. Good night.
All right. Bad Weather Fans, subscribe, like. We're available everywhere on all platforms. Love you all. Thanks for joining. Even Leonard, thank you so much.
All right, Leonard. I'm going to see you after the show.